I goofed up. Shit. That's crazy. But I cannot believe, I mean, I looked at all this. What am I thinking? Like, look how thin that is. Yeah, it's insanity. Praying that everything runs smooth today, so yeah, we're way up here now. I'm gonna set this first rigging point here. There's a, like I said, there's a chicken coop here. The house is right here. You can see this limb goes way out over the house. It's almost to the front yard, so it's gonna be a pain. And did a hell of a job. So now we'll do this one. Old water like crazy. Yeah, that's not good. So it's got all that on. Woo! Oh! Holy shit! I just gotta figure out how the hell are we gonna do this one? But it's already starting to rain again. We're gonna try to get everything packed up so we don't get wet. I am gonna be back to climb this tomorrow, so it would be silly for me to just completely take my tie-in point out. Go ahead. Get the last end of my rope, and as I'm about to pull it out, I will I'll go ahead and feed this up into it. There's that. Now I'll take and pull the rope out. And you can see as it's going, the throw ball strings like this. It's on that spool, which I really like, because then I don't have to like hand feed it. I can just pull it up and the spool comes undone. There it is. All the way up. And there you go. Now, I have my rope back and I have a throw ball string set up for my tie-in point. Ready to go first thing tomorrow. Instantly hook my rope up and get her done. So remember that little trick, it'll help you, especially if you're on them 2 days. So I'll catch you tomorrow. See you there. What we got? Those 2 stems to do today. So I'm gonna go up, put this ultra sling, another ultra sling ring right there. Then I'm gonna move that ring that's below my tie-in over to here. I'm actually gonna put my tie-in a little higher, and then we're gonna go over here and rig out. I have that rope already set in case I need it as a climbing system to get out there, but it'll mainly be used as a tag line. So, and here's the craziness. I don't think I showed you from the ground, but I cannot believe, I mean, I looked at all this. What am I thinking? Like, look how thin that is. That's madness. The lighting is so shitty, but yeah, it's insanity. So they're gonna be surprised when they find that out. I'm just praying that everything runs smooth today. So as always, that GB Baller is gonna get her done. Rope Runner Pro, Hosni Ascender. I'm gonna use the hand ascender, spike ascender setup. Here's how quick it is to set up. Done. Okay, so my camera broke. We were getting down because of the rain. I wasn't showing much of this because it's nothing. I mean, I was taking a pole saw and doing a lot of cutting. I'll show you a little bit of it, but we did this one that went out that way. It was sketchy as hell. It barber chaired, stood up, about landed on me, but I had just broke the camera mount and the camera was on the ground, so I didn't get that back. You can see out over there, I trimmed a bunch off of that. I'm gonna trim some off this and then hopefully cut sections down. And then I'm gonna go out there and maybe I can do something there, I don't know. But I'm gonna have to go back over here and probably set a rigging point again because we pulled it out because of the rain. So we'll see if I can get this done. I don't know, the rain's really making it hard. So I'm gonna cut some stuff. I'm gonna send it. I mean, I don't know what else to do. What do you think? It's little. Yeah. Now just send it off into that hole. I mean, I'd love to be able to rig it and stuff, but they just waited too long. Did that miss the fence? No. What? No, it hit it. Yeah, straddled it. Straddled it? Yeah. Is it good? What did it get, a board? It just popped off the okay. Right on. I can deal with that. I don't mind fixing a board. That was way better than what was going to happen if I had to go out there on it. Alright, well, I'm going to take chunks of this thing down and then I'll come down, we'll take a break I guess and come back and finish. Can you get this one that's stuck into the ground? Yeah. And then I'm going to put chunks straight down here, so just stay out of this area. As long as you're out of this area where Jake's at right now, you're good. You can be wherever else. So if you need to jump the fence, hey, if you actually walk around the house, there's a gap in between the two houses. Yeah, I've seen that while ago. Yeah.
So I'm sure that a lot of you are wondering why I would take that risk, and you're warranted. The reason I took that risk and it didn't show up on camera was that when I did break my camera mount and it ended up falling, it actually started raining pretty good then. I got a little worried that it was just going to keep raining. I had them yank the rigging rope out so that it didn't get wet. So then when I ended up getting out on this limb, I realized, oh, I could rig this, but I had no rigging rope set up. I wasn't about to take a rope and try to rig off of this, and that limb and section was in such bad shape and was so rotten that I was pretty confident it wouldn't cause any major damage. So I worked this thing down as best as I can, and actually we go take a break, and the rain it was playing with me on this day. Every time I would get down, I would think it's going to rain, it would pass, it would just do a drizzle for a while, and that happened a couple times. Every time I actually ended up going out on that limb there to the left, and I would get a quarter of the way, and I was so far from my tie-in point, I would get to kind of spazzing about it. I never felt comfortable. Then I would get down, look at it, and it would seem like it's not that big of a deal. I don't understand why. I can do it. So I would go back up. I probably went out on that limb a couple times.
You guys good? Oh, okay.
And every time it started to shake like crazy. This section that we're on is the section that has the huge decay on the back and has me really worried. So multiple times I went out on that limb and on this section and decided I couldn't do it and got down, and then when I would look at it from the ground, I think I can, I'd go back up. There was no way to get a lift in here unless you were going to take the actual fence, cut it out, or you know, you could maybe get a crane, I guess, but I wouldn't trust a crane trying to keep a hold of any of these rotten ash pieces. So pretty much at this point, my confidence is, for the most part, not there. Like I said, it hasn't been shown on camera, but there's multiple times I've went out on that limb. I feel like I can do it, but then every time I go to get out there, I don't feel comfortable. I'm so far from my tie-in point, and I decide, well, maybe I'm just going to take a break. We'll go take a ride, go get something to drink, come back. I can clear my brain, and it was such a battle, and I really got myself in a couple positions here where I had to make a rash decision, which I don't like doing. I like to have options, and this particular tree it put me in a couple situations where I did not want to be, and you'll see one of them coming up, actually a couple more of them. I'm usually pretty confident when I'm in these things. This one just beat my confidence up. So when I come back, I will set up a better rigging setup, try to get a little higher, thinking that's going to help. Thinking that taking this middle section out would make me feel more comfortable. Not having that dead section to where if something was to shake, it would fall off onto me when I'm on that section to the left. That's why I'm taking this section out now. But in actuality, after I took this section out, it seemed like my tie-in point ended up being twice as far away. I don't know why. Maybe it's just in my head, but with this section gone, it looked like my tie-in point was so far away. So work this down, take a quick break, and extreme chaos happens again when we come back. So this thing just tried me at all times. So, and like I said before, you can see them high voltage wires behind me. So even from this point here, it doesn't look that bad, that section off to the left. It's the nature of these wide-angle lens cameras too. It makes things look a little closer than they are and a little stubbier than they actually are tall. But the other issue that I run into is as I get out there, the amount of movement in that section. Remember, that's where all that rot's at. All that weight is being held by that rot. It's kind of hard to see here, but I want you to think about this. This stem that we are on is part of that rotten section. That rotten section only has 2 main stems to it. It had almost 3, but one of them broke off before we ever showed up. It's the one that almost got the chicken coop. So all that rot on the backside somehow coincided with this stem. This stem completely rotten, falling apart, dead. But that live ring on that outer edge coincides with the left side. So that's why that left section over there is still pretty solid, kind of green. Personally, I find it extremely fascinating, the fact that that big dead section at the base coming off this whole side of the tree is completely rotted out, but there is enough of a living cambium on the backside and towards the house that it can bring health to that entire, well, the majority of that section that goes out towards the left. So the issue that you end up with there is now you have extremely solid wood, which weighs a lot more. You have leaves growing, foliage that's going to end up catching wind and ripping the piece around. The piece isn't vertical, it's almost horizontal. It grows at a bit of a slant to the point that it goes absolutely horizontal at one point. And all of that is being held up by a rotten, completely rotten section. So that would be like playing a game of Jenga, and you take everything out of the bottom except for a couple pegs, and everything on top is solid. Now a little bit of wind could blow that over, a little bump would blow that over, but you put a good base, things become much stronger. Without a good base, everything is very sketchy. There's way more movement than there needs to be, and the potential for failure is through the roof.
Damn. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw a throw ball instead of line way the frick out there on that one limb on the backside. That way I can get myself all the way out there and be secure. Even if I was to slip, I'm not gonna go swinging forever, and then just rig small. You know, because I'm actually, from down here, I'm seeing that, damn, we could have sent them things and they would have missed. Up there, it doesn't look like they're gonna miss. It looks like it's gonna smack. I don't know. I think if I even get myself to that union where they split, I set the rope out about midways on each one of them. Do the one here first. It should swing if I get back over here and put the shit back where it was at. Oh, yeah. That sucks up. We pulled it, but I mean, it was raining. Yeah. And it looks like it may rain again. We'll take a quick break, see what it does, and go from there. You ready?